Hi guys, today I'm crop inspecting a field of Kabuki Marrowfat peas being grown for seed on a farm in Essex, and I thought it was a good opportunity just to share with you where we are with crop development and what we should be doing at this point as a crop protection for the crops. As you can see, this is a very even, well-established crop of peas, now in flower, set in pod. And this is a reminder to everyone who's growing peas now, as soon as you get to the point of the first little pods into the crop, then you need to consider your crop protection, which usually is a fungicide, if aphid are present, an aphicide to control them to prevent virus coming into the crop. And if you're on high pH soils, then you need to be applying manganese, and especially if you're growing for human consumption, 2 applications of manganese during the flowering is very important on high pH soils to prevent marsh spot, which is a quality problem. It's an internal browning of the pea, and certainly is not required, is not ideal for human consumption. For anyone considering growing peas or already in peas, now's the time to start planning for next season. I've got a program what I call my 5 key stages planning, which takes place now when you start selecting your fields. Remember this, that peas are very sensitive to their environment. Out of all crops, it needs to be ideal conditions for them. If not, they soon will not perform. Where some crops like wheats and that, you can actually probably push them sometimes into their seed beds. Peas certainly would react to that. They don't like compaction. So to me, this is a time when you should start planning. You start working out your fields, what it's going into, and then from now on to harvest, minimize trafficking on that field to minimize compaction. As it comes to harvest, again, if you're baling the straw, try and keep the bale, well, certainly the people collecting the bales, to keep their trafficking to a minimum to avoid any compaction. In my 5 key stages being planning, which takes place now, we then look at cultivations and sowing. We then, as the crop's developing, we look at the agronomy, and then we go into harvest, storage, and then into our markets. Those are my 5 key stages to consider when you're growing crops. It's a great crop to grow. It's a crop which has its many benefits, which is a break crop. It's a leguminous crop, so you don't need to have nitrogen, and also it does leave residual nitrogen for your following crops.